Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Well, earlier tonight, um, you missed the circus. You definitely missed a circus. Let me do my little house cleaning as I normally do. And create a post. Let's see. Chill. That debate. Yeah, that debate tonight. Whew. I'm sure it's already getting posted. Alright, so let me look and see. The debate, y'all. I don't debate are. Um, does he even have a clue? You know, I mean, I'm sure he went to one. He got up there and just, oh, I think the rest of the world is looking at us like, what the F? Is this the best that you have to offer? And then Mr. Biden, bless his heart, he got so frustrated he had to call that. He just called that man what we're all thinking, a clown. Called him a clown. You know, and I mean, if you saw the comments on Twitter, the comments that were on Twitter had me dying. I mean, had me dying. I think one of the best ones was about that the SNL um, that the SNL skit that'll be on the next SNL, because you know it's going to be on that, will be epic. I mean, it will be epic based on this. And I mean, you guys already know they're going to be memes. They're probably already up by now of, you know, Biden's expressions when, I mean, Trump tried to be this bully the entire time. And here's the thing, just because you talk the loudest doesn't mean you're right. And he said some crazy things that definitely, I hope the fact checkers were doing their fact checking. You know, I mean, he spent the whole time when they were talking about the coronavirus blaming it on China, not taking any responsibility for anything going on in this country. Totally, totally blameless. Totally blameless for anything bad. He had nothing to do with it. It's his cry. It's ridiculous. I mean, the entire thing was laughable. I mean, we got a little bit of maybe some issues discussed, but I mean, for the most part, you know, was there anything that came out of 45's mouth other than he's going to get rid of healthcare? He's going to get rid of it. He said it. You might not have heard it because he was saying so much around it, but he said it. Maybe it was a Freudian slip, you know. And he still kept pushing this agenda that, you know, Joe Biden has some Marxist manifesto, and that's what is going to happen to the White House. I mean, he was absolutely saying stuff that was just pure D crazy to be coming out of, I don't know, the person that people consider the leader of the free world. Y'all, shame on us for electing this man, for allowing this man to get elected in 2016. Shame on us. Shame on us. And I'm talking to those of you who decided they were going to sit their behinds at home and didn't bother to vote. And I'm also talking to the people who voted for Trump because they didn't like Hillary. Shame on us. And let me just do this because I can hear myself. So let me just fix this volume. Yeah, I've turned it down. But shame on us. I mean, and I know that I have to ask my friends, those of you out there who I know are Trump supporters, are you still going to support him even now? Are you really cool with how this person displayed himself tonight? I mean, we are talking about a 70-something-year-old man, right? Right? Okay. Because the behavior. And then he was up there doing wah 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 about the media. Like, dude, stop it. You are the president. You are supposed to have the thickest skin in the freaking world. Now, if 44 could withstand people calling him the N-word and I don't know, saying that he was perhaps some kind of mammal other than a human being, Or, you know, the crazy things that they said that he is gay and that Michelle is a transgender. Yeah, he withstood stupid stuff like that. But this man is whining about the media. He has the thinnest skin I have ever seen for someone who is supposed to be the president. He acts like a buffoon, y'all. He showed his ass up there in front of the entire world. This man did this. Who's not embarrassed? Who's not embarrassed by what happened in that debate? It was a freaking circus. Freaking circus. And I told you guys, Twitter was just on one, you know? It was magnificent, magnificent. Some of the tweets that were going on during the debates. You guys need to go, if you have Twitter, go check out the top tweets with hashtag the debate. I think that you will laugh because what happened tonight, hey, you guys, supposedly there's 3 more of these. There are 3 more for us to look forward to. I don't know if I can handle it again. It was extremely hard for me to sit through. It was extremely hard for me to sit through. But I could not sit through it. I can't. I can't. You know, I mean, it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. But then again, why am I surprised? We knew that that's what he was going to do. And then he just kept going on and on and on and on and on about Joe Biden's son. What does that have to do with it? Do you want us to start talking about your children? I mean, this is supposed to be about you and him. And you are trying to convince us that your record is sterling when we are watching, we know what happened. You cannot make us think that you are the best president that we've ever had when clearly that's not the case. Now, you may not be responsible for people losing their jobs because of COVID, but I think you're responsible for as many people as did lose their lives because of COVID, because you did not react properly in the beginning. You tried to give people a bunch of fairy tales and sugar plums, and to say that this was not that big a deal. Okay, something that's not a big a deal, I don't know. We have hit the million death in the world. Okay? Oh, and by the way, countries that thought they had it under control, like Israel, aka Palestine, they're starting to see a surge up. So this is by far not behind us. And then he sat up there, or he stood up there and talked about this vaccine and is still lying and saying that it's going to be ready for the general public, even when his own people are saying it won't be available for the general public until like next summer. The people who it's going to be first available for are going to be the essential workers. And if people keep doing the social distancing and everything that they're doing, and then we probably won't have as bad of a regular flu season. You know, people probably won't be getting the flu because they're staying away from each other. Now, if we could just get these college students who are on campuses to do that, because one of the universities in the Los Angeles area, actually Long Beach State, yeah, they have now had to shut down on campus classes for 14 days because some students decided to go to a party over the weekend. Yeah. Yeah, the party, dude. And so they now are quarantined themselves for 14 days. And during their quarantine, they've quarantined the whole campus because they live on campus. It's just crazy. People just think that this is something that's never going to happen. You know? But we have 3 more of these presidential debates to look forward to, you guys. 3 more. So we have 3 more Shizniks shows to come. 3 ring circuses. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Chris Wallace, bless his heart. There was even a tweet about him saying they just know that he has a flask of whiskey um, waiting for him after he finishes that debate. I mean, 45 was just not following any rules. He only, it was like, it needed to be the Trump show, you know? Clearly, I mean, even though his people agreed to the rules, he doesn't follow any rules. It is what it is. So we're going to see how people talk about this debate tomorrow. And I want to see how the people that are Trump supporters, what do you guys feel about this display? And what a mockery of the debate process it was. He made a mockery of it. He made a mockery of it. You know, I mean, I'm glad that Mr. Biden was able to stay on point. He did not allow, other than, calling him clown and telling him, will you shut up? That was good. He had to tell 45 to shut up. Can you imagine that someone would have to tell the president to shut up in a debate because he's not following the rules? Can you imagine? But like I said, I want my friends, and I'm talking about my YouTube friends too, who support Trump and are Republican or are nonpartisan, or Democrats who support this man, please please explain your thoughts and your on how he acted tonight. Because my personal opinion is that he acted asinine. I mean, really. And if you're in the clouds, please make sure you press the like. I don't mind you being in the clouds, because I'm kind of on a little rant. But I am just, as I was watching the debate, I was thinking, I wonder what other countries are thinking as they're watching this, because, we weren't the only ones watching this. I wonder how they felt. Now, I'm sure, Putin, he probably was just sitting there having him a good old laugh, because he wants this man to stay in power. He wants us to have an idiot for president. You know, he's very uncouth, you know, and although, yeah, he's made millions of dollars, but he's also lost millions of dollars. You know, he's a businessman, and some of his business deals were lucrative and some were not. But he makes everything about him. I think he's probably one of the most narcissistic presidents that we've ever had, because, they're all narcissists. Come on. You have to be a little narcissistic to want to be president, you know? But he seems hell-bent on getting rid of Obamacare. And here's my thing, Mr. Trump. What about my son and all of the adults with autism? Because autism is considered a pre-existing condition. So they will all have to not be on their parents' insurance, and kids too. Not be able to get services that I had to fight for back when my son was a kid, because, that was during the age where we were fighting to get the insurance company to pay for things with autism. But now these parents will be back on that, because their kids will get kicked off their insurance with their pre-existing condition. Because let me just tell you something. The things that insurance can pay for autism are multi-beneficial. And you have to pull teeth to get them to pay for it, even though it's covered now. But this person doesn't care about that. What about, women who get, have pregnancy? They can be denied insurance too. Pre-existing condition. If they don't have insurance at the time that they get pregnant. And yeah, I know Medi-Cal is out there, but everybody can't qualify for Medi-Cal. There's many people who, if they didn't have employer-based insurance, would struggle to have insurance without the Obamacare being there. But he doesn't even have a plan of what to replace it with. He keeps saying he does. Well, if you do tell us. Maybe that's something you can tell us in the next debate. Huh? Maybe the next one will be more productive. The next one is going to be, let's see, on the 15th, the 15th of October. Now, the vice presidential debate will be on October 7th. I'm looking forward to that one as well. I need Kamala Harris to explain herself. Yes, I do. I need her to explain herself. And in this one, you know, as Mike Pence has half a freaking brain, and I'm not a Trump supporter, but I want to see a good debate between those two. And I know at least he's not going to be doing this yelling back and forth with her. Okay. But if he has half a brain, he will ask her questions about things that she did as Attorney General and as DA. But you know he's not going to. You know why? Because those things would go against the notion of what 45 is trying to display, that, you know, Joe Biden wants a lawless country with defunding of law enforcement, when he clearly said tonight that he opposes that. Okay? And Miss Harris's record in law shows us where her feelings are. She's definitely on the side of the police, because she took too much pleasure in putting black people into jails and into prisons in the state of California. So I'm really looking forward to the 7th and that debate between Mike Pence and Kamala Harris. You know, and I've spoken to some people who happen to be, you know, because y'all know she's what is she? An AKA. Y'all know that some of her sorors are, you know, not real happy about her background either. Hey, Super TV. Hey, Super Tube. Super Tube. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I'm just talking about the circus that was the presidential debate. That thing was an absolute joke. It was a joke. And 45 just seems to be the gift that just keeps on giving. You know, he tried to explain, or rather justify, you know, him being able to put in a justice, and in the same breath say why Obama couldn't do it in his last days in office. Oh, wow. Rest in peace, Helen Reddy. Helen Reddy died today. I used to love her songs. She wrote that song, I Am Woman. I remember that song. I know I'm dating myself, but I remember that song back in the day. But yeah, Helen Reddy died today, so rest in peace, Helen Reddy. But that presidential debate was crazy. Next one is going to be on October the 15th. I hope that Chris Wallace is able to keep better control over the process of the debate. Um, I hope that someone tells 45 that he needs to do things a little bit differently in the next debate, because it was absolutely crazy. He looked like a man desperately trying to hold on to his presidency. And I thought he was prepared, but he wasn't prepared. He wasn't prepared to debate. He wasn't prepared to debate. Yeah, there are people here, but they're all up in the clouds. They're here, but they're in the clouds. That's okay. It's all good. They're listening. They're giving me thumbs up. At least they're giving me thumbs up. So they're listening. I know it's late for a lot of people, but I could not come on tonight. Oh, I was wondering what that was. I don't know how to take that off. Did I take it off? I think I did. I think I hit something. Yeah, I hit something on StreamYards. I think I took it off. It'll come off on your side in a minute. I was wondering, I was like, why is that on the screen? Sorry, guys. I'm on my StreamYards, but I'm also looking at my laptop so I can see what's going on. Yeah, now it'll be gone in a minute. That's you guys. I guess I'm a little disappointed too. I'm a little disappointed because I was kind of hoping that it would be a respectful debate with some decorum, but that's not what 45 is here for. He's here for the theatrics because I think he thinks that that's what his base wants to see. And, he's talking about getting back to, you know, our our morals here in America. But dude, do you understand that you don't have any idea who America actually is anymore? He made a big deal about Biden talking about he was going to get rid of the tax cut. But see, Biden's not going to get rid of the tax cut for those of us who are under a certain income. He's going to get rid of it for those who are over a certain income. Because see, they got a tax cut too. And it's ludicrous to give the rich the same tax cut and give businesses those same, tax cuts when they have all these write-offs. They don't need the tax cut. And he didn't answer the question about all the businesses, the business that left because of him. The manufacturing that he promised would be here, and those manufacturing jobs in the Midwest that do not exist. He made promises to those people in the Midwest, and I don't see how he's going to be doing better in the states that he really really needs after tonight. He's going to have to do some some cleaning up, because he basically had a temper tantrum up on the stage during the debate. I mean, he never he just came off as a big old bully, you guys. He just came off as a bully. Now, I know that people are already voting. Here's what I'm going to say. If you're voting, take your freaking vote by mail to the post office. Don't put it in a mailbox. Don't wait till the last minute. If you're going to wait till the last minute, just take it to the polling place and drop it off at the voting centers. I'm telling everybody to do that because a lot of states have already started voting. And is it fair to him for people to vote after just one presidential debate? Well, let's be honest about this. The majority of people have already made up their mind as to who they're going to vote for, if they're going to vote. The ones that he and Joe Biden need to talk to are those who are thinking about not voting and those who are voting, but even now, 30 days, 35 days before the election, still have not made up their mind. And that's about 5% of those who planned on voting. Now, if you aren't already registered to vote, please get registered to vote like right now. Yeah, right now. And if you are registered to vote, please check to make sure that they have your proper information so that if they are sending you a ballot by mail, it comes to the proper address. Like, for example, myself, although I live in one city, I have all of my mail going to a post office box in another city. However, it doesn't matter, you know? All that's going to matter is that I get that vote in. And trust me, I'm just going to do all of our voting by mail things and I'm going to drop them off at a voting center. I'm not doing I'm not doing that. I just don't trust going to the post office. It's either going to go to a voting center or I'm going to go to the county register office and drop it off. Either or. But if you're mailing it, mail it early. Mail it early. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but Disney, the happiest place on earth, today is not the happiest place on earth because between Disneyland and Disney World, they're about to lay off 28,000 people. 28,000 people are about to lose their jobs. Now, Disney claims that the majority of them are part time. Okay, but part time can be 10 hours or it could be 30 hours. You could, because generally most companies consider you part time if you work under 35 or hours a week. Because even if you're part time at 35 hours a week, really you're almost working full time hours. You know, I know because when I was working for the company that I currently work for, I started out with that company as a part time, and I worked 39 hours, 39.75 hours every week because I was part-time. So I couldn't work 40 hours. So I would work 7.5 hours every day. And, so then, I eventually went on to full-time because I was basically almost working full-time hours. But because of the state that I lived in, that's the way it had to be done. I had to be under 40 hours and under 8 hours. But yeah, Disney has laid off. Hey, Marilyn. How are you, sis? Disney has laid off 28,000 people. And now that means between Florida and California. Because now I do know here in California, they haven't been allowed to open back up. I thought that Disney World had opened back up at limited park capacity. So maybe majority of the jobs, well, they can't possibly all be in California because Disneyland is not that big. And I just can't see that the majority of those jobs are in California. I think the majority of those jobs are in Florida. And that really sucks for the people in Florida. It sucks for those in California as well. It does, but, you know, Disney is letting all these folks go. And ironically, here in the state of California, there is a law on the governor's desk. All he has to do is sign it. That would make Disney bring all of the people who are being laid off right now back when this is over. Guaranteed going back to their same jobs. I hope that California Governor Newsom does that. He needs to do something because, I understand he's trying to go, cautious, but some of the things that he's being cautious about are, I don't know. It doesn't appear to be justified like across the board for the entire state. They are finally, though, about to start doing a waiver program and allowing some of these schools to open back up. You went to the dentist today. Did you see that crazy debate tonight? That was a circus. They're calling it chaotic on the news. I guess that's the PC, but it was a, what show. It was a doo-doo show. That's what it was. And tomorrow we'll be back on basketball. We'll be back on basketball. Now, with this debate tonight, hopefully I guess Mike Pence can, clean it up a little bit for 45 in the next debate. In my opinion, Joe Biden won this debate because he was more on point. That's my opinion, you know. To me, I think he won. Well, Maryland, get you a bowl of popcorn, and you might need to have a glass of wine sitting by with it while you watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Because I can't wait to see the memes tomorrow. And as someone said on Twitter, the SNL skit from tonight's debate is going to be epic. It's going to be epic because they have so many jewels that they can pull from. So many jewels. I mean, hey, Vice President Biden calling him a clown was one. Him telling him to shut up, that was another good one there. But the expressions on Biden's face as well should have people. They're going to have some good memes off of that one. But my personal opinion is that Mr. Trump did exactly what I expect him to do. He did. He lied. He lied the whole time he was up there. And he did huge lying. I mean, here's the thing. Why are you, just because you say something doesn't make it so. I mean, why are you saying that this is what someone said and then all these law enforcement agencies are backing me? Blah, 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 blah. Really? Because I know a few law enforcement agencies that are not backing you, Mr. Trump. You know? And just because law enforcement agencies are endorsing you does not mean that their constituency, that means the people that are within them, their union members, are going to vote for you. Because didn't you know that many of the men in blue are blue? They're not reds. Just it depends on where you are in the country. But many of them are blues. And even though you have this endorsement, that's not going to flip their vote to you. They didn't vote for you in 2016, and they don't plan on voting for you now, no matter what you say about liking and law enforcement. I'm telling you, people are not stupid. He is so embarrassing, Marilyn. The presidential debate was embarrassing. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, I was so busy laughing, I started crying because I was laughing so hard. That's what it was to me. And then I was busy calling him a liar every time he lied. But it was you know what? It was a doo doo show. Absolutely. And it people who are Republicans and voted for that man should be ashamed of themselves, because this is where you have us. And when he loses, y'all, don't y'all know that y'all gonna have to go in there and forcibly remove this man, because he is going to fight losing. That's why he's trying to shove a justice in there, so he has it the courts packed with his people. Facts, y'all. Facts. What they're gonna show? It wasn't funny. What I was laughing at was because I could not believe that this man got up there in front of the world and was yelling. And I mean, it- Super Tube, I swear, if he had started jumping up and down and stomping his feet, it wouldn't have surprised me. I mean, his behavior was so ludicrous. But I was so busy laughing because I was reading the tweets. I was reading the tweets while the debate was going on. And the tweets had me laughing because clearly I wasn't going to get any real information out of this damn debate. So I was entertaining myself on Twitter. That's what was funny. Oh, it's coming back on where you are, Maryland? Uh-uh. It can come back on if it wants to here. I don't need to see it again. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. And I was driving because we did a in real life rehearsal for this movie today with all of the actors. And I was listening to it in the car on my way. And I was just shaking my head, and I was just like, I can't even believe that this is happening. I can't believe that this is a presidential debate. I mean, it wasn't even this bad 4 years ago with Trump and Hillary Clinton. But you know why? Because he wanted Biden back then. He was disappointed that he did not get to run against Biden back then. Because, see, he thinks that he would have beat Biden back then. I don't think he would have. I think if Biden had run back then, Biden would have just walked on in, you know? And still, even still, although he is the incumbent president, he is behind in a lot of the polls. But I don't believe polls. I believe votes. And since they can't count any of the votes until November 3rd, you know, we have no idea where these absentee ballots are going to take it. We have no idea, you know, where people being able to vote for weeks before the election. And people are doing it, by the way. They learned from the primaries, y'all. Nobody wants to be in a long line in the middle of Corona. So people are either voting early or they're voting by mail. And For me, it's either I'm going to vote by mail or I'm going to be at that voting center the first day they open. Either or. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. Either or for me. Let's see what you guys are saying in here. I just need to. Oh, yeah, you got to watch it. You got to watch it, Marilyn. I'm just telling you, have your popcorn and a glass of wine. Because I sure wish I had had one. I'm like, dang. I said, this is the kind of stuff that just make you like, if even if you aren't a drinker, it makes you think, you know, a nice glass will be right good right now. Watching the insanity. It was insanity, Marilyn. It was insanity that was put before the American people. We should be embarrassed. Um, right now, the rest of the world is taking pity on us because some of them may not have known what we already knew, that we have a clown for president. And Mr. Biden, let me just say to you, thank you for saying what we were all thinking, that this guy is a clown. Thank you for putting it out there. So now it is rolling around Twitter and the internet as one of the comments of the evening. Let's see what you guys are talking about. It's on video. Well, you'll be able to rewind to your favorite parts. You may have some. I'm telling you. I just was like, oh God. So I guess they decided we're only going to get 3 presidential debates. Thank God. I thought all 4 of them were going to be presidential debates. But the next debate is going to be the only debate by the vice presidential candidates. Hopefully, theirs is much more civil. Hopefully, it does not go the way, but I don't think that it will because could you imagine Mike Pence being up there yelling like Trump was tonight? Could you imagine that? It would never happen. It would never happen. Okay, you guys, I'm like, my back is still killing me. It is. And I'm still doing this laying against the pillow while I'm talking to you guys. But I'm going to come on camera because it is about an hour. So let me come onto the camera so y'all can see me before we get out of here. Hey guys. Yeah, I'm leaning back because I'm telling y'all my back is killing me still. It's the lower back pains, scoliosis, not fun right now. You know, want to do a backflip, can't because my back really keeps trying to go out on me, and I refuse to allow it to do it. So I'm trying not to, but your girl DC, I know I look young and everything, but y'all, I am on my next birthday. I'm going to be 58 years old. So I'm at that age where, yeah, might be having a few back problems. So I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys on tomorrow. But until then, I'll offer you guys peace. Let me get these fingers over here. Where are they? There you go. Peace. Peace. I'm doing bad, y'all. There we go. Peace. I told y'all I'm laying back. And blessings from the west side. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be sitting up. Uh, Tonight I had to lean back because my back was killing me. Still is. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.